All right, welcome back. You guys have had a nice start to your weekend here. I've had a decent one myself. It's been interesting to say the least. But let's just get the little quick update out of the way since I am gonna state full disclosure when it comes to stuff regarding my job situation. From here on out, I'm not gonna really say too much about it unless I have like a truly good update. But I just want to get a little quick update for now out of the way at least. So I've pretty much covered all my bases. Everything seems to have been figured out for the most part in terms of like going back to my fishing analogy from last video where I want to have many lines casted in many different ponds just to, open up my network a bit. And we're just going to go from there. There's a couple ideas. At least with my church, some people at church, there's a potential part-time opportunity that I'm gonna look into starting next week, since we're gonna try to figure this all out here. So, but that's what I would say in terms of a quick, nice little update here regarding the situation. It's nothing too crazy or fancy. At this point, I've done everything I possibly can. It's now just playing the waiting game, and just because of my personal finances, I do want to take some time to myself, maybe get more in the swing of things when it comes to uploading these videos and commentaries, that kind of thing. So obviously it's because I can financially afford it that I'm going to like take some time, take a step back, look at the board, see how I kind of feel. I don't know about this guy right here though. It's stuck in the wall. But anyway, getting off topic there. So that's at least how I'm going to approach this for now. So this is going to be the last update until something major happens, like either I get a job or something else comes along. It's pretty good. But anyway, let's get on to the main topic of this video that I like to call keeping your head up in the dark times, which is very, very apparent not only in my life, but apparent in a lot of people's lives, since it can be really hard to stay positive. And I'm a victim of that too, as I'm more of a realist towards a pessimist, which I don't know, it's just sort of like a defense mechanism with me, personally at least, that I just, I hope for the best, but prepare for the worst, because that way it helps give me a cushion to kind of fall off, just in case some bad stuff happens, that kind of thing. So, in the case of, for me, keeping my head up in the dark times, it can be hard because you want to resort to just negativity because it's so easy to fall into it. I don't know if that's just a human being thing or just a me thing. But some things I like to do to stay positive in these dark moments is, sometimes even just watching something funny can easily help put yourself in a better kind of mood. And it's really what it comes down to, at least as a starting point, is just watch something that's funny, uplifting. That'll really help at least set the stage. And then if that doesn't work for whatever reason, give a family member a call, give someone that you trust, or rather give someone a call that you know will cheer you up. Someone that like lifts your spirits in some ways. And if you don't have a family member that does that, try to talk to a friend that does that. That could do that for you, rather. And if you, for whatever reason, don't have friends, or rather a friend that could maybe do that, try, if you have a pet, just hang out with your pet for a bit. Even if it's, for an hour, just hang out with your pet, and be a dog, cat, even a ferret. Ferrets are real playful little creatures, and they'll really put you in a good mood with how just full of energy they could be. Sometimes even more than a puppy. It's crazy how much ferrets can have that much energy. But it's just about getting your spirits lifted a bit, even if it's just for a subtle moment in your life. That's really what it comes down to. If you don't have any of those for whatever reason, then the only thing I could think of is just try to crack or force a smile and try to be angry. It's one of those, I don't have the study on me, but it's one of those things where it is nearly impossible for you to be angry when you're smiling. So look in a mirror, crack a smile, and try to be angry, or try to be depressed, rather, in this case. And go from there. I mean, sometimes even just going out for a walk, provided it's not like a cold, desolate kind of day. But even like a simple walk could really help put you in a better mood or a better mindset just to, think or process things. And if you can't, if you have a treadmill nearby, try that. But just really anything, even just going for a bit of a drive, drive to, somewhere, just anything to get your mind out of things. Because honestly, the worst thing that you can do when you have those dark moments in your life or even depressed is being alone with nothing to really keep your mind off of it. I'm not saying to keep your mind off it forever, but it's more so have your mind be somewhat distracted just to help pivot and make yourself come up with a solution. I hope that kind of makes some sense. At least what I'm trying to go with it on this topic. Because it's at least some of the stuff that I've tried doing, especially with, again, my current situation. Since, life can happen. It can throw you curveballs. 1 minute things are fine, you're happy, you're golden. Then the next minute you're kind of just you just want to curl up into a ball and not talk to or be around anyone in general. Life can be like that sometimes, But that's at least how I would sort of approach that. And my advice I would have to anyone. And just even bust out bust out the notepad with a pencil, or even, the computer, a text file, and just type some notes. List the things that you're grateful for. That's another thing that could really help you too. And keep your spirits up and going too. That's at least another idea, hopefully, that could help point you in the right direction. Again, I'm not going to shove my religion down here or down anyone's throat, but if you do have a religion you follow, for example, if you're Christian like me, just go to your local church that you trust, or just sit down and pray. Sit down and pray for guidance, or just pray for your spirits to be lifted, and just list the things that you're grateful for. Again, going back to that, making a list, and sometimes even reading it loud could even help too. It just kind of helps remind you what you're kind of fighting for. Because in the wise words of Aaron Eckhart from The Dark Knight, as Harvey Dent, before he's a Two-Face, he says at that conference, he says, "The night is darkest just before the dawn, but I promise you, the dawn is coming." There's some truth to that. Yeah, I'm throwing some Batman quotes in here, but there's some truth to that quote. There's a lot of quotes for that movie that, are still talked about to this day, but this is the one quote that I think really kind of helped tie a nice little picture on the whole thing. At least, again, that's how I look at it. So, but again, those are at least some ideas that I have when it comes to keeping yourself positive, keeping your head up in the dark times. Obviously, there's probably more tips out there that other people might have. So if you have any other tips or ideas, feel free to put them in the comments down below. The more tips for people, the better, because I don't know when you'll be listening to this. You could be listening to it as it goes live tonight, or you could be watching this a week, 2 weeks, maybe a month from now. Heck, maybe even a year from now. Be watching this and being, take some helpful advice from these tips. So that's all there is to it, though. So anyway, that's all that really comes to my mind. As like I said in the last one, I'm kind of doing these unscripted just because, I don't know, it just feels a little bit more natural and sort of helps again, kind of ease me into this new world of content creation. So, but I do think I eventually will implement a script, as it will definitely be helpful with those other topics that don't just kind of come to my head, because these first 3 videos have just been me saying things that have been on my mind recently. So, at least that's how I'm interpreting this all. But here we go. You know, first 3 days, first 3 videos on this new channel format, as I like to call it. So we're starting off just all right and starting off strong. So anyway, that's all at least I can think of right now. I'll just let the gameplay wrap up here in the background and just go from there. So anyway, if you like to hear more about me, or rather like to hear more tips for me or more kind of stories, you know, feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe. Really helps let me know that you guys like this kind of content. You know, it's all about getting that good feedback sort of sandwich going along the way. I don't know, I just was trying to make a sort of old Filthy Frank reference, if you know, from the early days of YouTube, from his loser reads hater comment. So anyway, like I said, like, comment, share, subscribe. You have yourself a good day, and we'll touch base Tuesday for my next video idea, which I'll leave you in suspense for now.